Question comes from Robin Fredrickson, and her question is, how have the faith-based groups helped in recovery?
Tremendously.
Yes.
And that's just the one word to describe it.
You want to say that into the microphone?
Oh, yeah. I said tremendously. All of the local churches, the United Methodists, Southern Baptists, all of the major organizations, nonprofits, as well as just all of the local churches are very significant, very important in any recovery process, particularly the immediate recovery, housing people, providing food, just things like that are amazing. The nonprofits, Red Cross, and all those, of course, are very significantly important in any recovery.
Sam?
I would agree. I mean, we had just our volunteer effort in Joplin alone was run through a lot of our faith-based organizations. I see Dan King and Steve Patterson, who you heard from earlier. There's some other people spread throughout the room. You know, I mentioned Katrina earlier, just the massive amount of flooding that wiped out that infrastructure. So many churches were impacted down there as well, that they didn't necessarily have that resource available like we had in Joplin. We stood up, our churches stood up immediately and opened their doors to house volunteers. And one of the side stories that we had was some churches tried to house large numbers of volunteers, but they didn't have adequate sprinkler or fire protection to be able to house those volunteers. So as a government organization, you have to ask yourself, you know, where's that balance? Where's that line between enforcing that ordinance or doing what you need to do and just kind of turning a blind eye to some of your own regulations? So even at the local level, you can sometimes trip yourself up if you're too strict in enforcing your own codes. You know, I'm going to be talking about the volunteer management piece tomorrow during the work session, and I sent Jane a picture of probably 40 or 50 church members that came from the St. Louis area, my hometown, who came down to my house. I'm pretty sure we violated a few building occupancy codes, but by having that many people in my house.
Statute of limitations is expired on that.
I hope so. Yeah. That's good. Good to know that. Thanks, Beth. But yeah, you just have to weigh those decisions as a community when you're looking at a massive amount of recovery. I mean, we had 3,000 volunteers on the campus of Missouri Southern on the first Saturday after our tornado hit. Where did they stay? They stayed in churches. They stayed in homes of church members. Just tremendously blessed with the amount of support and encouragement that we receive from our faith-based community.